Please rise, ladies and gentlemen. The 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now convened for its 93rd regular session. The Honorable Vice Governor Adeline M. Angeles presiding.
The 93rd regular session of the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now called to order. Requesting Honorable Mercedes Rejano to kindly lead the invocation to be followed by the national anthem.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we come to you in the mighty name of Jesus, thanking you and praising you. Lord God, today we earnestly pray and hope for your blessings as we deliberate while in session. Please give us more strength individually, both physical and mental, clearer visions and capabilities to enable us to deliver the basic services and the other needs to our people. In view of all this, O Lord, please endow us with talent and skills needed to cope with the challenges imposed upon us by our positions in the public service. We ask that you would guide and direct our session today so that it is full of wisdom, productivity, and respect for one another. Thank you for every gift that you have given. In Jesus' name we pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Wayang magiliw, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, buyan ka ng magiging, sa manlulupit, di ka pasisingil, sa lahat bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo kamay. Nailang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kislat ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na naginigil. Ang bituin at harap niyang kailan pa may matilim. Yung walang araw ng walang ipagsip na buhay langit sa likod. Ang ligaya ng bawat may mamagin, malamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Requesting our good secretary to kindly call the roll.
Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukang III, Honorable Bernardine Opis Mercado, Honorable Melga Balar Encabo, Honorable Mercedes Arejano, Honorable Danilo Arred, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Jose Neril L. Manggol, Honorable Carlos F. De Peralta, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia. Madam Presiding Officer, with 9 members of the board present, we have the necessary quorum for this afternoon's session.
With 9 members of the board present in today's session, the chair declares the presence of quorum. We can proceed with the order of business, recognizing our floor leader, Honorable Aurelio Leva III.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer. Madam Presiding Officer, for the reading and adoption of the minutes of the previous session, dated July 12, 2024, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the session and consider the same as having been read without prejudice to the corrections to be made by the members of the board. I so move.
Any second to the motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes? Duly seconded by Honorable Caballes, Honorable Manggol. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Proceed, Honorable Leva.
Inviting members of the board who have some corrections with the minutes of the previous session.
Any corrections from the floor?
Hearing none, I move that we approve and adopt the minutes of the 92nd regular session dated July 12, 2024. I so move.
Any second to the motion? Duly seconded by Honorable Rejano. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The minutes of the July 12, 2024 session is now adopted.
Inviting members of the board who have some matters arising from the minutes.
Any matters arising from the minutes? Hearing none.
Hearing none, we now go to the approval and amendment of the agenda for today's agenda. We don't have any privileged speech nor question hour. For the messages and correspondence from the governor, we have two items and 3 additional items certified as urgent. For the communications and petitions, we have 6 items. 9 items. For the municipal ordinances for review of the board, we have 2 items. We don't have any proposed ordinance. We have 1 proposed resolution, 5 committee reports. We don't have any unfinished business. Business for the day and unassigned business. For the proposed ordinance and resolution for third and final reading, we have 5 items. Madam Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of today's agenda as amended? I so move.
Again, what is the amendment?
There are 3 additional messages and correspondence from the governor. All of them are certified as urgent. One is the supplemental budget number 2 for CY 2024 amounting to 121,394,538.67. Second is the letter from the governor requesting for authority to enter into a deed of donation by and between the provincial government of Marinduque and the office of the president for the cash assistance to farmers amounting to 39,130,000. And third is the letter from the governor requesting for memorandum of understanding by in between the provincial government of Marinduque and the DSWD, DILG, Department of Agriculture, BIPAR, Bureau of Soils and Management, NIA, and National Commission for Indigenous People regarding the implementation of resiliency program through cash for training and work.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. I understand we also have a visitor.
Later on, Madam Presiding Officer.
Later. We will still include in the agenda.
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay. Okay, there is a pending motion for the adoption of today's agenda as amended. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Today's revised agenda is now adopted.
Madam Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized for the committee report of the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, Land Use and Urban Planning and Development.
Proceed, Honorable Leva.
Committee report number 442-2024 of the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, Land Use and Urban Planning and Development on the subject letter from Engineer Romel M. Montano, OIC Provincial Engineer, in response to the letter of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan dated June 3, 2024 regarding the current condition of Taytay Tambangan Road in the municipality of Santa Cruz and the plans for its improvement. In consideration of the above titled subject matter, the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, Land Use and Urban Planning and Development, and to which the subject matter was referred to, hereby presents its findings and recommendation as a result of the committee hearing called for the purpose on July 3, 2024. Attendance, Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, yours truly, Honorable Mercedes Ariano, Honorable Danilo Arred, and Honorable Jose Neril Manggol. Resource person, Engineer Romel Montano of OIC Provincial Engineer, Engineer Edna Revilla, PEO, Ms. Marian Cunanan, PPDO, Honorable Medwin R. Manuel, Vice Mayor, Santa Cruz, Honorable Isagani Revilla, SB, Santa Cruz, Ms. Rosario Recalde, SB, Secretary, Ms. Mary Joy Maltasar, SB Staff, and Engineer Roberto Ricormoso, Municipal Assessor's Office. Findings. On the On the onset of rainy season, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim brought to the attention of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan the current state and condition of Taytay Tambangan Road in Santa Cruz, Marinduque, which according to him became bad to worse. Hence, the letter to OIC Provincial Engineer dated June 3, 2024 requesting for the appraisal of the condition of the road network and inquiring the Provincial Engineering Office plans and programs. Number 2, Engineer Romel Monciano, OIC Provincial Engineer, on his letter dated June 5, 2024 states that the PO have initiated a project titled Road Concreting Sitiol Ilaya Tambangan, Santa Cruz. The project includes the construction of a line canal with riprap on one side. The allocated budget for this project is 1,499,999.73 centavos, funded under the 20% development plan for CY 2024. A project was also incorporated in the annual investment plan for 2025 titled Rehabilitation and Improvement of Tambangan Nagimit Road, amounting to 14 million pesos. According to Engineer Monciano during the hearing, currently there are scouring and road slips in the said road network as a result of previous typhoons. There are portions in Taytay Hagimit Tambangan Road in Santa Cruz that continues in Nangka and Maranlig into Rios that are classified as provincial road and our barangay roads. However, those barangays that cover this road network does not have the necessary funds to be allocated for the maintenance and rehabilitation of the same. The budget incorporated in the AIP 2025 for the rehabilitation of the said road network may be insufficient, so the Provincial Engineering Office came up with another project proposal, improvement rehabilitation of Taytay Hagimit Provincial Road, amounting to 23,397,611.30 centavos. Attached is a copy of the said proposal and some documents relative thereto. Based on the submission of the PO, the Taytay Hagimit Nangka Maranlig Road Network has a total length of 17.56 kilometers and is divided into Taytay Hagimit 2.93 kilometers, Hagimit Tambangan 4.09 kilometer, Tambangan Nangka 5.07 kilometer, Nangka Maranlig 5.47 kilometer. Initial recommendation that the PEO should consider putting up signages and other precautionary measures pending implementation of the said proposals, and that the PPO should consider the use of sheet piles and reinforce concrete to avoid such problem in the said network. Final recommendation: based on the foregoing, the committee hereby recommends the following: the adoption of a resolution requesting the Provincial Development Council to prioritize the inclusion of the improvement rehabilitation of Taytay Hagimit Provincial Road in the annual investment plan AIP 2025, and that the proposed ordinance converting the Tambangan section of the Taytay Hagimit Tambangan Nangka Maranlig Road Network into a provincial road be approved on first reading. Respectfully submitted, yours truly, as Chairperson of the Committee on Infrastructure, Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Danilo Alred, Honorable Jose Neril Manggol, and Honorable Carlos F. De Peralta. Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex-officio member. Madam Presiding Officer, this representation moves for the adoption of this committee report.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. May the presiding officer recommends, kasi sometimes yung initial recommendation, then may final recommendation. Is it possible that dun sa initial recommendation, pwede rin naman kasing malagay na rin siya as final recommendation? Paano nga po natin ito ipaparating sa PEO? Will it be mas clear kung there will be a proper communication addressed to the governor. Attention, the provincial engineer officer recommending ito as per adopted committee report.
That the copies of the committee report be sent to the proper authorities for their perusal, Madam Presiding Officer.
With cover letter.
With covering
na lang.
letter, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay po. So siguro po that will be included also sa
final recommendation.
Sa final recommendation.
Yes, Madam
So
Presiding
that the
Officer.
secretariat will be guided na kung sino yung mga concerned individuals. Yan.
Yes, Madam.
Like the PEO.
So, from here on, Madam Presiding Officer, if there will be initial recommendations, there will be final recommendation that copies of resolution with the covering letter be referred to the proper authorities for their information and appropriate action.
Okay. The specific, kung pwede na nga po, i-mention na natin PEO eh.
Yes, Madam
Para
President.
po matatanong po natin ang PEO subsequently kung ano po ang ginawa na nila with regard to the recommendation. Yun, with request that the Sangguniang Panlalawigan be provided updates on the consideration of the committee ng recommendation. So there's a pending motion from the reporting committee chair, Honorable Leva. Any objection for the did the reporting committee chair already move for the adoption?
Yes, Madam Chair, but before its adoption, may I add that to prioritize in the inclusion in the annual investment plan and the CDF or Community Development Plan for 2025. 20% development for the 20% development fund
For 2025.
for 2025.
So let that an additional provision be included in the report. So there is a pending motion for the yes, Honorable Lim.
Madam Chair, thank you. Thank you to our presiding officer and our chairman in the infrastructure. Ano na po talaga ito? It's really critical na po talaga. The problem there is that Tambangan and if Tambangan and Hagimit would be isolated, wala po silang ibang they cannot go to Masalukot. There's no access road elsewhere but to Torrijos. Nakaalayo po talaga. Thank you po, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So there is a pending motion for the adoption of the committee report with some additional provisions. Any objection to the adoption of the committee report by the reporting committee chair? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Committee report number 442-2024 as amended is now adopted.
Moving further that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day.
And likewise, all accompanying resolutions as a result of the adopted committee report will be considered in the business for the day. Thank you, Honorable Leva.
Moving furthermore that the accompanying ordinance be approved on first reading and be referred to the proper committee.
There's a motion. Actually, it is included in the recommendation of the committee. So there is still, for formality, there's a motion for the approval on first reading of the proposed ordinance converting the Tambangan section of the Taytay Hagimit Tambangan Nangka Maranlig Road network into a provincial road. Any second to the motion for approval on first reading? Duly seconded by Honorable Lim.
Chair?
Yes, Honorable Red.
Question lang, Madam Chair, before the approval. Madam Chair, ito po bang Taytay Hagimit Tambangan ng Maranlig Road? Hindi na pa tayo hihingi ng approval sa LGU ng Santa Cruz at ng Torrijos para ma-convert natin na ito ay magiging provincial road na ito, dahil ito ay hindi natin alam kung ito ay
Anong
municipal
classification?
road o ano.
Maybe
Tanong lang naman, Madam Chair. Thank
maybe
you.
hear from the reporting chair.
Yes, Madam Chair. According to the OIC Provincial Engineer, the Hagimit section was already declared as provincial road. Likewise, the Hagimit and Tambangan and the Nangka Maranlig. Only the Tambangan section is the barangay road. But as to the
Tambangan to Nangka.
yes, Tambangan to Nangka with a length of 5.07 kilometers. But with the question of Honorable Red, if we are going to consult, yes, we are going to consult the barangay and the LGU of the municipalities and barangay affected during the deliberation in the committee level, Madam Presiding Officer.
So there will be a public consultation.
Yes,
on this
Madam
aspect.
Chair. And we will likewise ask for a resolution of ano yun?
No objection.
No objection, Madam Presiding
Or
Officer.
resolution of support.
Support, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So at the that is something that will be considered at the committee
Committee level.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you,
Honorable
Bukal
Red.
Bro.
So there is a motion duly seconded. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Proposed ordinance converting the Tambangan section of the Taytay Hagimit Tambangan ng Maranlig Road Network is now approved on first reading and further referred to the Committee on Laws and Ordinances, at the same time Committee on Public Works.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology for the joint committee report of the Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology and the Committee on Barangay Affairs under Committee Report number 433-2024.
The gentleman from Mugpog, Honorable
443 pala.
Honorable Mangkukang is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, and to the floor leader. Here's the committee report number 443-2024. A joint committee on environmental protection and human ecology and committee on barangay affairs. Subject: the request of Barangay Councilor Leodel L. De Jesus and SK Chairman John Wilson M. Laracas of Barangay Gisian as follows. A. Determine the ownership of the location of their barangay hall. B. Additional facilities for their barangay hall. And C. Construction of Purok Mabuti Farm to Market Road. Madam Chair, the Joint Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology and Committee on Barangay Affairs, unto which the above-mentioned subject matter is referred to, is ready to submit its findings and recommendations to this august body for consideration and legislative action. Attendance: members of the committee, Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukang III, Honorable Mercedes R. Rihano, Honorable Danilo R. Red. The resource persons are the following: Punong Barangay Philbert Sarili, Kagawad Imelda Sinfuengo, Kagawad Carmesita Cabarles, Kagawad Romnick Luna, Kagawad Josefino Madla, Kagawad Ronaldo Mugol, Kagawad Maridet Mabute, Kagawad Leodel De Jesus, SK Chairperson John Wilson Laracas, Mr. Simeon Diaz from Penro, Mr. Janelle De Jesus, Register of Deed, and Attorney Romel Fernandez. Determine the ownership of the location of their barangay hall. Findings: number 1, according to Punong Barangay Sarili, the area where their barangay hall is located was once part of the sea that was reclaimed and classified as timberland. Because the said area became stable, the Barangay Hall of Gisian was built in 2004, led by former Punong Barangay Lambot with the use of provincial government of Marinduque funds. Because the said area is classified as timberland, the barangay was not able to provide a proof of ownership, one of the requirements in acquiring a permit to construct structures such as health center, daycare center, and multi-purpose building, among others. And the barangay has a project proposal to build a health center funded by the Department of Health, PDOHO, worth 1,750,000 pesos. But since the barangay could not provide a proof of ownership, they decided to return the funds and not continue the project. Second, according to Mr. Diaz of Penro, if the said area is illegally reclaimed, its ownership will be taken over by the Philippine Reclamation Authority, or PRA, and will be registered under their name. And to legalize their ownership, the barangay may apply for a gratuitous special use permit, or GSUP, to the DENR or Presidential Proclamation for the purpose of government use. Third, according to Attorney Fernandez, Provincial Legal Officer, GSUP is similar to a usufruct agreement under the Civil Code, and it is not akin to any title. The barangay may earmark on applying for a presidential proclamation, which is perpetual until revoked. However, they may otherwise apply for a GSUP if it is what the barangay prefers. And the barangay may coordinate with the PLO for the reconsideration of the 1,750,000 pesos funds from the DOH, PDOHO for the construction of a health center subject to the application of GSUP or Presidential Proclamation. And here is recommendation, Madam Chair. The committee hereby recommends the following. First, the adoption of a resolution requesting the legal assistance of the Provincial Legal Office and the technical assistance of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, DENR, for whatever purpose it may serve, for the application of Barangay Gisian for gratuitous special use permit, or GSUP, for the area where their barangay hall is located. And second, should the Barangay Gisian applied for a GSUP, a resolution favorably endorsing to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, DENR, the application for gratuitous special use permit, GSUP, of the Barangay of Gisian for the area where their barangay hall is located should be adopted. Additional facilities for their barangay hall findings. Barangay Gisian is requesting the provincial government for funding for them to construct an extension for their barangay hall. Second, according to the PLO, in order to include the proposed barangay hall extension and be funded under the AIP, the PPD or PDC will also be needing the proof of ownership as one of the requirements. He suggested that the barangay may coordinate with the PPDO and inform the said office that there is an ongoing application for GSUP to the DENR or Presidential Proclamation with the assistance of the Provincial Legal Office and the DENR as endorsed by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Third, according to Punong Barangay Sarili, the said proposal for the construction of barangay hall extension does not yet have a program of works. Recommendation: the committee hereby recommends for the adoption of a resolution requesting the assistance of the Provincial Engineering Office of PEO for the preparation of program of works for the extension of barangay hall in Barangay Gisian, Mugpog, Marinduque, and requesting the Provincial Development Council of PDC to consider the proposed extension of barangay hall in Barangay Gisian in the 20% development fund. For the construction of Purok Mabuti Farm to Market Road, Here is the findings. Barangay Gisian is requesting for funding allocation for the construction of Purok Mabuti Farm to Market Road in situ Manlumod to Barangay proper because it is the main route for traders who bring various products from their barangay like copra, charcoal, and fish products among others. Recommendation, Madam Chair, the committee hereby recommends that the barangay should coordinate with the Provincial Engineering Office, PEO, on where is the specific area to be constructed with the farm to market road, since there may be already be funds earmarked for the purpose. Respectfully submitted, the Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology with the Committee on Barangay Affairs. Here's the report, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Mangkukang. Any clarification or query from the floor with regard to the committee report as rendered? May the presiding officer request for some clarification. One with regard to the recommendation on the adoption of a resolution requesting the legal assistance of the Provincial Legal Office. Will the reporting committee chair consider a possible change in the term? Instead of a resolution requesting the legal office, can we not just adopt a resolution formally endorsing the request to the governor through the Provincial Legal Office?
Yes, Madam Chair. The committee is amenable to that suggestion from the presiding
let's
officer.
just use the word endorsement.
Endorsement. Yes, pa.
And also, walang? During the committee hearing. Mobile session sa. Okay lang. Anyway, the initiative will come from the it will be a parang motu proprio initiative on the part of the Sangguniang. The secretary is reminding us that there is no formal request on the part of the Gisian, no? But it is an offshoot of process during the committee.
Yes, Madam Chair.
The session, the mobile session in Sayaw. So we can consider that as a request in a formal deliberation. So it will be a resolution which will be an initiative already of the Sangguniang as a response to the any additional information? Yes, Honorable Leva.
Idagdag na lang po doon sa whereas clause that whereas during the mobile session held in the Sangguniang requested for
Yeah.
so as an offshoot we formally endorse.
Okay. To provide context.
Yes.
Okay. So
Likewise, Madam Presiding Officer, in addition to your observation and suggestion, may I also would like to request for an amendment to the request on the provincial engineering
okay.
on the same content as yours na endorse na lamang din sa provincial engineering. Siguro po pagka ang within the provincial government of Marinduque is just endorsing.
Yeah.
We will not request.
Yeah, correct. And if we will directly address the resolution to the concerned office, so we will just furnish copy of it ng provincial governor for the information of the provincial governor. So the endorsement to the PEO is for the preparation, technical assistance. Okay.
Endorsing to the provincial engineering office the request for technical assistance in the preparation of program of works.
And maybe in the another recommendation is ano ba yun? Yung for Barangay Gisian to coordinate with the PEO with regard to the location. Andito po parang nabasa ko. Can we address that na rin sa PEO? Instead of telling Gisian na mag-coordinate kayo sa PEO in this aspect, then let's inform the PEO already. Baligtarin natin to coordinate with Gisian with regard to yun po, para hindi sila, at least kita lang ang naging kausap na and tayo na rin yung nag-endorse sa kanila. Instead of sila pa rin yung magda-direct pa rin ulit ng panibagong request sa ano. So, thank you, Honorable Leva. Any other clarification or additional recommendations? Kung wala na po, there is, what is the pleasure again of the report?
Madam Chair, with the indulgence of the Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology and the Committee on Barangay Affairs, this representation formally moves for the adoption of the Committee Report number 443-2024 and the corresponding resolution be transferred in the business for the day. I so move, Madam Chair.
Thank you. There is a pending motion for the adoption of the committee report as rendered with some amendments. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The amended committee report is now adopted. And likewise, the related resolutions as a result of the adopted committee report will be considered in the business for the day. Thank you, Honorable Mangkukang.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Health and Nutrition for the Joint Committee Report number 444-2024 of the Committee on Health and Nutrition.
Honorable Rihano is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. The Committee Report number 444-2024. The Joint Committee on Health and Nutrition and Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances. Subject, request from the Governor to sign and enter into a Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, with the Department of Health Center for Health Development, DOHCHD, regarding the implementation of the Integrated Hospital Operations and Management Information System, IHOMIS, and the Marinduque Provincial Hospital, MPH. In consideration of the above title, subject matter, the Joint Committee on Health and Nutrition and Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, unto which the subject matter was referred to, hereby present its findings and recommendation as a result of the committee hearing called for the purpose on July 10, 2024. Attendance, member of the committee, Honorable myself, Honorable Mark Julius Caballes, Honorable Carlos De Peralta, resource person, Dr. Annette Macayaon, MPH, Mr. Gian Ray Maat, PDOHO, Mr. Marvin Glenn Kanay, PDOHO, Engineer Alvin Rehencia, PGO ICT Officer. Findings, the implementation of the Integrated Hospital Operation and Management Information System, IHOMIS, was developed and mandated to improve the quality of management system and procedures within the hospital with continuous quality improvement and patient safety as framework, preferably within a computerized based environment, building on an integrated existing hospital information system, standardizing the flow of the information within and among the other hospital, fully utilizing hospital data for evidence-based decision-making and developing a computer software based on the DOS standard and the international classification of diseases. The provincial legal officer, on his legal review dated June 18, 2024, states that the provincial legal office finds no legally objectionable provision in the endorsed a draft of proposed MOA. And letter B, the provincial legal office recommends that the provincial health office, the provincial accountant's office, the Marinduque Provincial Hospital, in coordination with other relevant offices, be appurred of the obligation of the provincial government under the MOA to ensure compliance therewith. Number 3, according to Dr. Makayaon during the hearing, the MPH currently has been using an information system called TUPAS for 3 years already, which facilitates PhilHealth transaction of its main purpose. Letter B, TUPAS has loopholes such as poor reimbursement from PhilHealth, among others. Letter C, the contact between MPH and TUPAS was already expired last June 30, 2024. Letter D, medical records stored during TUPAS will no longer be available for transfer, recovery, and retrieval. Letter E, TUPAS is not a DOS-accredited electronic medical record system. Letter F, iHomis service is free. Letter G, iHomis has been existing for several years already and has been used by different hospitals nationwide. Letter H, iHomis has an upgraded version called iHomis Plus, which is a web-based electronic medical record and hospital information system. Thus, MPH will be the pioneer in the Mimaropa region if will be implemented, since it's still on the pilot testing stage. Letter I, operation of iHomis Plus requires a number of staff and workforce, but since the MPH already has the existing information system, they can use the staff currently assigned to the latter for the operation of the new hospital information system upon its implementation. Next, the computer-based hospital referral function of iHomis Plus can be utilized if all hospitals in the country would implement the same, especially the MPH referral hospitals. And letter K, she suggested that the PDOHO to review the draft of the proposed MOA, because some of these provisions are inconsistent with the iHomis Plus program. Number 4, according to Mr. Kanay, the PDOHO recommends the use of the iHomis Plus, which is more advantageous and updated hospital information system than the iHomis. That the implementation of said program is subject to the required infrastructure, facility, equipment, and manpower, among others, as provided by the DOH. And letter C, a letter of intent must be sent to the DOH immediately after the MOA was signed, so that the said office can schedule the installation of the iHomis program and the MPH, subject to compliance with the requirement set forth by the DOH. Number 5, according to Engineer Rehencia, the MPH paid about 3.1 million for the use of TUPAS during the 3 years contract. Letter B, the full implementation of IHOMIS is subject to the following requirements as provided by the DOH last September 6 to 8, 2023, IHOMIS presentation. Disengagement with existing EMR TUPAS as required for IHOMIS operation duly supported and agreed by the provincial government. Installation and maintenance of the 2 air conditioning units in the server room of MPH. Installation of additional 3 or more desktop computers for the different hospital station. 5 Mbps internet speed dedicated for the IHOMIS operation, and assignment of the 2 qualified system administrators to ensure back alternates during emergency. And letter C, there is a verbal agreement between MPH and TUPAS that MPH can use their system for a few months after their contract expired until the time IHOMIS is implemented, but this may be subject to a corresponding fee. Initial recommendation to amend the word in the title wherein which the governor is requesting for an authority to enter into IHOMIS Plus instead of IHOMIS. Considering the recommendation that the PIDOHO and the statement of Dr. Makayaon, and that number 2, the PIDOHO should review the provision of the draft MOA in consideration of said amendment to be consistent with the IHOMIS Plus program. Final recommendation, based on the foregoing, the Joint Committee hereby recommends for the adoption of resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbitero J. Velasco Jr. to sign and enter into a Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, with the Department of Health Center for Health Development, DOHCHD, regarding the implementation of the Integrated Hospital Operations and Management Information System, IHOMIS Plus, in the Marinduque Provincial Hospital. Respectfully submitted, Honorable Aurelio Leba III, Chairperson, Committee on Rules, Member of the Committee on Health; Mercedes Arrijano, Acting Chair, Committee on Health, concurred by Honorable Mark Julius Caballes, Vice Chair, Committee on Rules; Bernardine E. Office Mercado, Member, Committee on Rules; Jose Nerel Mangol, Member, Committee on Rules; Carlos F. Di Peralta, Committee on Health, Member; Antonio L. Mangkukang III, Member, Committee on Health; Bertinos Valencia, Member, Committee on Health, Rules; Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor, nor ex officio. And with regards to this committee, I move for the adoption of the committee, for the adoption of the committee report, recommends for the adoption authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbitero J. Velasco Jr. to sign and enter a Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Health Center for Health Development regarding the implementation of the Integrated Hospital Operations and Management Information System, IHOMIS Plus, in the Marinduque Provincial Hospital. I move for the adoption of this committee report.
Maraming salamat, kagalang-galang Rihano. Meron po bang karagdagang katanungan that we want to address to the reporting committee interim chair of the Committee on Health? Yes, Honorable Leva. Pwede po bang malaman, dun po sa committee meeting ay natanong po ba natin kung ang mga taga-hospital, kung bago mag-end ang kontrata with TOPAS ay nagkaroon man lang sila ng evaluation of the engagement, the 3-year engagement with TOPAS, so that malaman kung ano ang baka maraming mga learnings from the engagement ng TOPAS. Meron po kaya?
Parang, Madam Presiding Officer, during that we asked Dr. Makayaon na parang sila nga rin po ay yung inconvenient na rin po yung service noong but instead sila po ay humihingi pa rin na hanggang hindi pa na-install yung ating iHomies ay mayroon pa pong kung ilang buwan silang hinihingi para doon, pero with fee pa rin. Pero parang sila rin po ay ayaw na rin po nila doon sa to.
Opo. Kaya lang po yung kagaya po nung ganong verbal agreement nila, they should put that in writing. Kasi they cannot just continuously engage with the company without additional authority, even if it's for fee. As far as I think po, baka lang po kailangan silang ma-guide na kung ganun ang direction nila, if they want to continue that way habang hindi pa po na-install yung iHomies plus ay ano po yung magiging basis nila nung patuloy na pag-engage with fee. Yun lang ho. And kasi siguro po ay ano lang rin, sa mga susunod, maganda po na laging, nangyari na po kasi yan sa hospital, di po ba? Yung pong engagement natin sa consignment, tapos na ang kontrata, ay hindi pa na-assess kung ano ang situation sa engagement. So maganda po ay ma-remind din talaga sila na kapag may mga kontrata na malalapit na pong mag-end, ay they can initiate assessment of the engagement para maging, kumbaga po pag may employment, may exit interview muna. So we can learn from the engagement with them, both positive and negative, na that could guide us. Kagaya nun, anong strength nung TOPAS na meron ba nun yung iHomies, yung gano'n, saan nagkulang somewhere, or narinig rin ba yung TOPAS kung ano rin yung kanilang experience with engagement sa provincial government para room for improvement po natin with or without them. Siguro yun lang ho, naisip ko lang po. But of course, that is my konting pagkukulang. I wasn't able to attend the committee meeting, pero I am just hoping that I will be reminded na kapag may similar ganito po ay pagkakataon din para ma-remind po sila nung kasi marami din po silang mga iba pang mga kontrata. So maging parang protocol po ba, pag malapit nang mag-end ang contract, mga 4 months or 6 months before the end of the contract, nire-review na yung kung yun ba ay i-extend or kung yun ba ay hindi na i-extend, para po para maganda yung transition. Dito po kasi at the mercy na po tayo ng TOPAS. Yung pong pagbigay nila ng buti po pumapayag pa na at least may fee. Pero kung hindi po sila papayag, di parang tayo po yung that will be prejudicial sa atin na hindi pa in place yung papalit na system, ay wala na po yung system na papalitan. So yun lang naman po. I do not know how it can be reflected in the committee report so that proper advice can be, or recommendation can be done formally sa ano rin po, sa ating mga katuwang sa provincial hospital. So is it possible po na maisama siya sa pwedeng initia sa recommendation that similar, that the parang the MPH and other related institution are advised to undertake a sort of evaluation assessment of engagement parang for 4 months before the end of the contract, of any contract, for the purpose of smooth transition. Yun lang ho. Siguro maganda lang kung mailagay. Will the reporting committee chair be amenable to that?
Okay, po, Honorable Presiding Officer, we will include the suggestion of our Vice Governor for the recommendation, for the initial recommendation po.
Marami pong salamat. That is also for their guidance.
Okay po.
Marami pong salamat.
At siguro po for iHomies Plus ay mag-renew uli with that. We will do that before mga 4 months before the renewal ay pwede rin pong i-include sa MOA.
Opo, marami pong salamat. And or other similar engagements. Para applicable po sa lahat ng mga contracts na pinapasok po nila.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Honorable Rehano. So, again, can the gentlelady kindly reiterate your motion?
So, I move for the adoption of the resolution authorizing Governor Presbytero J. Velasco Jr. to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Health Center for Health Development, DOHCHD, regarding the implementation of the Integrated Hospital Operations and Management Information System, iHomies Plus, and the Marinduque Provincial Hospital. I move for the adoption and the adoption.
Is that a second, Honorable Leva? Yes, Honorable Leva, what is your pleasure?
We are still in the committee report, I understand. It's just an adoption of the report, not of the resolution.
Adoption of the report. So, but before before the adoption of the report, clarification lang po. Sa number 2 initial recommendation, nabanggit ho dito na ang PIDOHO will review the draft MOA is still for some amendments. So, how are we going to harmonize it with the authority already being given now? Ito po ba ay sila ba'y magsasubmit sa atin na nung revised draft MOA na ating magiging basis ng atin pong resolution? Or paano po, alin po ang mauuna?
So, maybe the committee and also because it is a joint committee, siguro po na we will wait for the review.
For the revised MOA.
For the revised MOA.
Siguro po ay, Madam Presiding Officer, if I may,
Yes, Honorable Leva.
lagyan na lang po natin ng subject to the review to be made by the PIDOHO.
So we will release the resolution.
No, we will not release unless subject to the submission of the review
Of the revised,
by PIDOHO. We will not release this until such time that the PIDOHO has submit.
Pero,
But is there any commitment? I was not present during the meeting. Is there any commitment from the PIDOHO that they will review?
yes, meron po bang commitment from the PIDOHO na they will review it and for possible revision?
Since there is a recommendation, so I think there is they will submit for the
May
for review.
representative po ang PIDOHO doon sa
Yes,
session.
meron po.
Okay. So maybe we can adopt the report, but we can just schedule the final approval
Of the resolution.
of the resolution when the reviewed draft is submitted to us.
Okay, thank you.
So there is a pending motion from the reporting
Kasi
acting
committee
chair. Yeah, there is a motion for the adoption of the committee report. Adoption of the committee
Yes,
report po Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The committee report as with some additional provision is now adopted. Thank you, Honorable Rejano.
And
Yeah, we will, but can the secretary help us make proper communication to the concerned so that they will be reminded that we are waiting for the new draft, for the reviewed draft before the final deliberation on this request for authority. Salamat, Honorable Rejano. Yes, Honorable Leva.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Appropriation for each committee report.
Honorable Lim is recognized.
Madam Chair, our majority floor, our floor leader, good afternoon, my colleagues. Madam Chair, I present here with committee report number 445-2024 of the Committee on Appropriations with the subject various items referred to the committee.
Yes, proceed, Honorable Lim.
In attendance were myself, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Danilo R. Red. Research persons were Ms. Miriam Sadiwa, Dr. Josine Oblipias, Mr. Ronaldo Togonon, Dr. Annette Macayaon, Mr. Christopher Huerta, representative of BFP Buak, Ms. Georgette Labores, BFP Buak representative, and Mr. Alvin J. Rico Hermoso of the SCDH. For the request for supplemental appropriation, number 1, for the SCDH, the amount of 600,000 pesos for various MOE accounts. Number 2, 20,200,000 for various MOE accounts under the Marinduque Provincial Hospital MPH. 3, 790,582 pesos for various MOE capital outlay accounts under the Torrijos Municipal Hospital TMH. And the request for honorarium of Fire Superintendent Joel L. Diwata, Provincial Fire Marshal, Bureau of Fire Protection. The recommendations were as follows. 1, resolution that the committee recommends for the adoption of the following resolutions. 1, resolution appropriating the amount of 600,000 for various MOE accounts under the Santa Cruz District Hospital SDH, subject to availability of funds. 2, resolution appropriating the amount of 20,200,000 pesos for various MOE accounts under the Marinduque Provincial Hospital MPH, subject to availability of funds. 3, resolution appropriating the amount of 790,582 pesos for various MOE and capital outlay accounts under the Torrijos Municipal Hospital TMH, subject to availability of funds. 4, resolution granting monthly honorarium to Fire Superintendent Joel L. Diwata, Provincial Fire Marshal, Bureau of Fire Protection, effective upon his assumption. Relative to the request for transfer of funds from MOE to capital outlay, the committee recommends for the adoption of a resolution approving the transfer of the amount of 53,000 pesos from the MOE General Services account to capital outlay account other property, plant, and equipment intended for the purchase of additional hollow block making machine set in the Marinduque Provincial Jail. For the review of appropriation ordinance from component municipality, the committee recommends for the adoption of a resolution declaring appropriation ordinance number 2, series of 2024, authorizing the calendar year 2024 general fund supplemental budget number 1 of the municipality of Buac, Marinduque as operative, subject to the conditions, comments, and findings of the provincial budget officer. Respectfully submitted, Ismael D.P. Lim, Chairperson, concurred by Mark Judas P. Cavalles, Vice Chairperson, Danilo R. Red, Member, Jose Neril Mangol, Member, Bertinos A. Valencia, Member, and Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor ex officio Member. Madam Chair, the committee report number 445/2024 of the Committee on Appropriations, I hereby submit.
Okay, any clarification from the floor? Any question? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the reporting
I
committee
move for the
chair?
adoption of committee report number 445/2024 of the Committee on Appropriations, Madam Chair.
Any second to the motion? Duly seconded by Honorable Caballes, Honorable Rejano. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Committee report number 445-2024 rendered by the Committee on Appropriation is now adopted.
Moving further, Madam Chair, that the proposed resolution stipulated in the committee report be included in the business of the day. I so move.
Likewise, all the recommended resolutions in the adopted report will be considered in the business for the day as manifested by the chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Lim.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize the Committee on Local Economic Enterprise, Public Partnership, and Investment Promotion for its committee report.
Again, the Honorable Lim is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Floor Leader. Madam Chair, I present here with committee report number 446/2024 of the Committee on Local Economic Enterprise, Public Partnership, and Investment Promotion, with the subject various items referred to the committee. Number 1, the update on the proposed provincial enhancement skills benefiting the Youth Presby Training Center. Everyone has a copy of the report, so I will just read the recommendations. Number 1, that on this said subject matter, that we recommend for the adoption of a resolution authorizing Honorable Governor Presbyterian J. Velasco Jr. to enter into a memorandum of agreement, MOA, by and between the provincial government of Marinduque, PGM, the TESDA, Buyabod for the use of heavy equipment and accreditation as a temporary assessment center for the capability build-up program for heavy equipment road roller operations, HEO, of the Presby Training Center, subject to the submission of the draft MOA by the TESDA Buyabod. And number 2, that the term nomenclature Presby Training Center as stipulated in all resolutions relative to the latter be reconsidered for amendment to become Presby Training and Assessment Center. On the request of the Governor to study the creation of an economic enterprise for marketing, use, and operations of PITADC, there is a mix-up of the items, Madam Chair. So I would request the Secretariat to just separate the topic B and topic C. And moving forward, Madam Chair, the recommendation on the said subject was that the Provincial Agri Office to take into consideration the use of PPP modality if the project shall not be feasible to be an economic enterprise. On the subject of the request of the Governor to study the creation of an economic enterprise for the operation of fish pond, lapu-lapu production, and other high-value fish species, the consultants having presented the feasibility study, the committee recommends that the Provincial Agriculture Office to submit a soft copy and hard copy of the feasibility study for the creation of an economic enterprise for the marketing, use, and operations of the PITADC and the creation of an economic enterprise for the operation of fish pond, lapu-lapu production, and other high-value fish species to the Committee on Local Economic Enterprise for a presentation to the local chief executive for his review and approval. On the request of the Governor to study the creation of economic enterprise for arrowroot production, the consultants having presented the feasibility study, the committee recommends that the Provincial Agriculture Office to submit a soft copy, hard copy, and the hard copy of the feasibility study for the creation of an economic enterprise for arrowroot production to the Committee on Local Economic Enterprise for presentation to the local chief executive for his review and approval. And on the creation of an economic enterprise for Taksay project, the consultants having presented the feasibility study, the committee recommends that the Provincial Agriculture Office to submit a soft and a hard copy of the feasibility study for the creation of an economic enterprise for the Taksay project to the Committee on Local Economic Enterprise for possible presentation to the local chief executive for his review and approval. And finally, on the semi-annual financial self-sufficiency report, SAF-SSR of the Marinduqueño Sand and Gravel Economic Enterprise, MSGEE, the initial recommendations were that 1, that the MSGEE to provide the Sangguniang Panlalawigan a copy of the following: an office roadmap, target, short-term, mid-term, and long-term plan. B, total income, expenses, and net income since the enterprise started its operation. And C, status of regulatory requirements. Number 2, that the MSGE to formulate and develop a plan of the enterprise to ensure its continued viability and sustainability as provided for the Section 6 Section 6 of the Provincial Ordinance Number 149, Series of 2019, CSAG Ordinance. That, and 3, that the MSGE look into the possibility of entering into a MOA with the concessionaires in good standing that was affected by the provincial government's takeover of the commercial sand and gravel operation as provided for in the same ordinance. And number 4, to bring to the attention of the Provincial Mining Regulatory Board, PMRB, and the Provincial Treasurer's Office, PTO, the non-payment of some government, non-government entities on the extraction of aggregates in river channels covered by the MSGE for the committee recommends that it be adopted, the records of the semi-annual report be adopted in the records of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, the semi-financial self-sufficiency report, SAFSSR, of the Marinduque Sand and Gravel Economic Enterprise, MSGEE. Respectfully submitted, Ismaelda D.P. Lim, Chairperson, concurred by Aurelio J. Leva III, Vice Chairperson, Bernardine E. Opis Mercado, Member Mercedes Arrejano, Member Jose Neril L. Manggol, Member Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor and ex officio member. Madam Chair, the committee report number 446-2024 of the Committee on Local Economic Enterprise, Public Partnership and Investment Promotion, I hereby submit.
Thank you, Honorable Lim. Any questions from the floor? I was not able to attend. I was able to attend only the last meeting of the committee on the MSGE, but it's good naman po that in the committee recommendation with regard to the feasibility study dun sa arrowroot and yung other FS po na ginawa, the recommendation is to submit to us so that we can better understand yun pong feasibility study. Ako po in particular is very much interested with regard to the arrowroot because I got the chance to, the presiding officer got the chance to talk with arrowroot farmers. Former arrowroot farmers, yung po talagang no choice na kundi huminto. And a few arrowroot farmers in Mangilyol, as well as yung mga gumagawa ng saludsod and all. And I realized na madali pala silang isabihing ipopromote sila. But in reality, they need so much, they need a lot of help. Hindi simple yung kanila pong problema. Kaya pala hindi sila na eengganyan or huminto na sila. Isipin nyo ho na mas maganda sigurong makita yun how can they be revived? Kaysa mag-promote ng panibago rin, is paano rin matutulungan yung mga huminto na lang for helplessness, for being, feeling of helplessness. So, at pinakita nila sa akin kung paano ginagawa, simula sa pagtatanim, hanggang sa pag-harvest, hanggang sa paglaba, nung kanilang hinakot, at kinuwenta rin talaga namin kung magkano ang kanilang kinikita, ay hindi natin sila masisisi na hindi na sila nagtutuloy. So ang nakikita ko po dito, hanggat hindi na-address yung kanila mismong problema, kahit pa mag-promote kita ng mga bagong magtatanim, ang kakauwian din lang po nun ay hihinto sila along the way. May malalim po ang kanilang problema, and this presiding officer, being the chair of the Committee on Agriculture, is very much interested to understand the result of the feasibility study. So, yun lang ho. Kailan daw po isasubmit sa atin kaya?
Madam Chair, to my knowledge, they have DFS could be easily be submitted. Just DFS, and the hard copy, Madam Chair, would be submitted to the governor. I believe
hindi pa po nasasubmit sa governor.
The soft copy, Madam Chair, I believe we have access to that. Okay. The hard copy, since during the past weeks, the governor was very busy. I will have to check on the provincial agriculture if they have it already submitted. There is still the business plan, Madam Chair. After the FS, after the submittal of the feasibility study, then that will be the time for the chief executive to instruct the consultants to create the business plan. So,
okay po. So siguro ho ay kapag we don't have copy ng FS pa, okay. Pag formally siguro may kopya tayo, ay the presiding officer might refer it also para jointly with sa committee ng agriculture, so that the local economic enterprise and agriculture and other members of the board could provide inputs also in
Yes, Madam
the
Chair.
feasibility study. Thank you,
And then
Honorable.
after that, after the business plan, Madam Chair, that is the time that we would be crafting the ordinance. But first, it is required that the provincial, the executive submit to us as their what you call this staff work, the business plan. We will take it from there in crafting the ordinance for
Okay.
the economic enterprise.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Lim. So, what is the pleasure of the reporting committee chair?
Madam Chair, I move that the committee report number 446-2024 of the Committee on Local Economic Enterprise, Public Partnership and Investment Promotion be adopted, Madam Chair.
Before the adoption of the committee report, I was just reminded that the MSGEE has a time frame of 5 years of operation, and it is now it was created in 2019, so ang ika-5th year po niya ay this year. So without new legislative measure that will justify its continuous operation, tama ba ako? Parang they were given 5 years to operate. So it is also time to really review the operation of MSGEE. Nasama ba yon sa report? Kasi correct po. It's a gentle reminder from our secretariat that the sunset provision, there's a sunset provision for a 5-year time frame. So if it is this year, it will end this year. So we can hardly include them in the budget for next year without any consideration, a new consideration. Is the impression correct, Honorable Lim?
Madam Chair, the 5-year time frame, Madam Chair, if my memory serves me right, is a target, but I do not think it is a limit.
So
yes,
there will be a review
Yes, perhaps
process
updating.
and the recommendation. So there should be a process that must commence na
perhaps
to sustain the operation.
Yes, Madam Chair. In other economic enterprises like that in Baguio Hospital, Madam Chair, it's Baguio or Benguet Hospital. It's a 10-year time frame. So it varies, Madam Chair.
Yeah, so we are going to siguro po revisit yung provision ng ating ordinansa that created an MSGEE, so that we'll be reminded of the process na kailangan sigurong gawin to sustain its operation.
Yes, Madam Chair.
So can that be included in the recommendation?
Yes, Madam Chair. But with the profit that we are or the revenue that we are securing, I don't think the sunset provision is necessary. But yes, Madam Chair.
Yeah, but if it is provided in the ordinance, yun nga we need to address kung ano yung ano.
I will have to check, Madam Chair. To my knowledge, it is a target, but I do not believe it's a limit.
Okay. So maybe it's just a revisiting of the all related provisions of the ordinance.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. So what is the again? There is a pending. So can that be included in the one of the recommendation?
Yes, Madam Chair.
So any.
And Madam Chair, I would also add that in the preparation of the business plan as a recommendation that TESDA already be involved in the crafting of the business plan
Okay.
by our consultants.
That will be included in the committee report as an additional provision. Anyway, so there is a pending motion. Any objection? It is a committee report. No need for a second. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. The committee report, amended committee report is now adopted.
Moving further, Madam Chair, that the corresponding resolutions stipulated in the committee report be included in the business of the day, Madam Chair. So,
Thank you, Honorable Lim. All
Thank you, Madam
the resolutions as a result of the adopted report will be included in the business for the day.
Madam Presiding
Yes.
Officer, may I ask to recognize the Chairperson of the Committee on Education, Culture, and the Arts for the committee report on the Memorandum of Agreement being asked by the Governor with regards to the TTI Supervised Industry Learning.
Yes, Honorable Danny Red is recognized.
Madam Chair, I formally move for the adoption of the committee report.
Bukal, can you present first kung ano yung recommendation?
Memorandum of Agreement, Madam Chair.
Sige, yes, Bukal, what is the committee recommendation?
I formally move for the adoption of the committee report, Madam Chair, granting authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement by and between the provincial government of Marinduque, represented by Governor Presbitero J. Velasco Jr., and the Buyabod School of Arts and Trades, Basat, represented by Regional Director Angelina M. Carrion of TESDA, Region 4B, Mimaropa. I so move, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Red. Any objection to the adoption of the committee report rendered by Honorable Red, favorably endorsing the granting of authority to the Governor? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The committee report is now adopted.
And Madam Chair, the accompanying resolution be transferred to business of the day.
Thank you, Honorable Red. And likewise, the corresponding resolution will be considered in the business for the day. Thank you, Honorable Red.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize the Chairperson of the Committee on Appropriation for its committee report on the supplemental budget number 2.
Again, the Chair of the Committee on Appropriation, Honorable Lim, is recognized.
thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Floor Leader, Madam Chair, the committee, after having conferred with my colleagues, and the committee recommends that it be recommended in the plenary for second reading the proposed supplemental budget number 2, fiscal year 2024 of the provincial government of Marinduque. With the total amount of 100 for appropriation, for supplemental appropriation, 121,894,538 pesos and 67 centavos. The appropriated items are as follows. Under the provincial governor's office, under resolution number of the provincial governor's office, resolution number 126-1, resolution number 1246 series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the office of the governor. Everyone has a copy of the report, so, and the figures. So I will just read the bold items. provincial of the Office of the Provincial Governor's Office Resolution number 906 series of 2023, resolution enacting provincial ordinance number 215 series of 2023, Provincial Administrator's Office Resolution number 125 series of 2024, additional appropriation for MOE accounts in the Office of the Provincial Administrator, Provincial Warden's Office Resolution number 1248 series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the Office of the Provincial Warden, Human Resource Management Office Resolution number 1196 series of 2024. These are the resolutions that the Sangguniang Panlalawigan submitted and approved. Additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the Human Resource Management Office, Provincial Planning and Development Office, PPDO, Resolution number 1198 series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the Provincial Planning and Development Office, PPDO, Provincial Legal Office, Resolution number 1253 series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the Provincial Legal Office, Resolution number 1383 series of 2024, the grant of monetization of 30-day leave credits of qualified officials and employees of the Provincial Government of Marinduque, PGM. Provincial Resolution number 1384 series of 2024, the grant of increase in the representation and transportation allowance rata of officials of the Provincial Government of Marinduque effective January 1, 2024, pursuant to DVM's local budget circular number 157 dated May 3, 2024. Resolution number 1385 series of 2024, grant of increase of uniform clothing allowance of officials and employees the Provincial Government of Marinduque pursuant to DBM budget circular number 2024-1 dated April 4, 2024. Resolution number 1382 series of 2024, appropriation for the increase in mandatory counterpart share of the provincial government to mandatory monthly contributions of members to the Pag-ibig Fund effective February 1, 2024. Resolution number 1157 series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the Office of the Vice Governor. Resolution number 1158 series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the Office of the Vice Governor, Office of SP Legislative. Resolution number 1157A series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the Office of Sangguniang Panlalawigan Legislative, Office of the SP Legislative. Resolution number 1158 series of 2024, additional appropriation for MOE accounts in the Office of Sangguniang Panlalawigan Legislative. Resolution number 1251 series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the Marinduque Provincial Hospital, MPH, Santa Cruz District Hospital with resolution number 1247 series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in Santa Cruz District Hospital, SCDH, Torrijos Municipal Hospital, resolution number 1197 series of 2024, additional appropriation for various MOE accounts in the Torrijos Municipal Hospital, TMH. Resolution number 1249 series of 2024 of the provincial government of the provincial PGNRO, Provincial Accountant's Office, resolution number 1312 series of 2024, Provincial Accountant's Office, resolution number 1315 series of 2024, Provincial Treasurer's Office, resolution number 1314 series of 2024, Provincial Nutrition Office, resolution number 1348 series of 2024. Konti na lang po. Provincial Veterinary Office, resolution number 1369 series of 2024. Provincial appropriation intended for one-time big-time program of Mimaropa local government veterinarians staff and volunteers. to eradicate rabies region-wide. Provincial Agriculture Office General Admin, Resolution number 1370, Series of 2024, appropriation for the insurance of expense in the account of the Provincial Agriculture Office, Provincial Agriculture Office Extension, and Research Services, Resolution number 1371, Series of 2024, preservation of various capital outlay accounts, unexpended allotments, continuing appropriations, calendar year 2023, to capital outlay agriculture and forestry equipment. Provincial Governor's Office, Resolution number 1408, Series of 2024, increasing the hiring rate of special program for employment of students, SPES, from 483 pesos and 59 centavos to 502 pesos and 27 centavos pursuant to DOLE Department Order number 175, Series of 2017, Republic Act number 7323 as amended. Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office, Resolution number 1411, Series of 2024, appropriation of various accounts in the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office, PSWDO, and the Provincial Treasurer's Office, Resolution number 1409, Series of 2024, appropriation for various maintenance and other operating expenses, MOE, in the Provincial Treasurer's Office, Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, Resolution number 1413, Provincial Agriculture Office General Administration, Resolution number 1410, Series of 2024, Provincial Agriculture Office Extension and Research Services, Resolution number 1410, Series of 2024, Provincial Agriculture Office, PITAD-C, Resolution number 1410, Series of 2024, Provincial Tourism Office, Resolution number 1414, Series of 2024, with a total amount of 89,394,538 pesos and 67 centavos. And now for the 20% Development Fund, Resolution number 1418, Series of 2024, reprogramming and priority development projects funded out of the 20% Development Fund, calendar year 2024. Under the Provincial Engineer's Office, Provincial Tourism Office, Provincial Engineer's Office, Provincial... The projects, Madam Chair, are stipulated in the report with a subtotal of 32,500,000 pesos and with the grand total amount of 121,894,538 pesos and 67 centavos, Madam Chair. The proposed supplemental budget number 2, fiscal year 2024 of the provincial government of Marinduque, Madam Chair, I hereby submit.
Thank you. Any other clarification from the floor with regard to the supplemental budget number 2? All of them are based from already approved supplemental appropriations. So, any question? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the reporting committee chair?
I move, Madam Chair, that the committee report in the recommendation of the Committee on Appropriations for relative to the supplemental budget number 2, fiscal year 2024 of the provincial government of Marinduque be adopted, Madam Chair.
Is there any objection to the motion to approve the committee report favorably endorsing the approval of supplemental budget number 2 of the provincial government? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The committee report as rendered is now adopted.
Moving further, Madam Chair, that the matter be transferred to business of the day for second reading.
So again, supplemental budget number 2 will be calendared for second reading in the business for the day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Madam Chair.
Honorable Lim. Yes, Honorable Eva.
Next item is the committee report of the Committee on Agriculture.
Requesting the Vice Chair of the Committee on Agriculture, Honorable Mercy Rejano, with regard to the request of the Governor for authority to enter into a deed of donation.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for the adoption of the committee report regarding the letter from Governor Presbytero G. Velasco requesting the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for authority to enter into a deed of donation by and between the provincial government of Marinduque and the office of the President, represented by Yusik Asri Muhammad Al-Siri Muhammad Sali regarding the cash assistance in the farmers for fisher folks and other marginalized families household amounting to 39,130,000 pesos. I so move for the adoption of the adoption of this committee report.
Thank you, Honorable Rejano. Any additional query from the floor with regard to this item? Any question from the floor? With that, what is the pleasure of Honorable Rejano?
So I move for the adoption of this committee report to be adopted.
Okay. Is there any objection to the for the adoption of the committee report? Yes,
Yes.
Honorable Rejano.
And a resolution will be tackled for the business for today.
Thank you, Honorable Rejano. Any objection to the adoption of the committee report as rendered? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. Committee report as rendered by the Vice Chair of the Committee on Agriculture, Honorable Rejano, is now adopted. Thank you, Honorable Rejano. You're very busy now. You are the acting chair of the Committee on Health, aside from your regular committees, and you are the reporting chair for the Agriculture on behalf of the
Vice Governor.
Vice Governor. Marami pong salamat for being accommodating and very sipag.
The presiding officer, may I ask that we recognize again the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Agriculture for its committee report.
Again, the
Everlasting, forever 21.
the
Yes,
very,
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of this committee report. A letter from Governor Presbytero J. Velasco Jr. requesting the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for authority to enter into a memorandum of understanding by and between the provincial government of Marinduque and the DSWD, DILG, Department of Agriculture, BIFAR, Bureau of Soils and Water Management, National Irrigation, National Commission and Indigenous people regarding the implementation of the resiliency program through cash for training and works.
Okay. Maybe the National Commission on Indigenous People will be excluded.
Because we have no indigenous okay. So with that, i-delete na lang po natin yun. And so regarding this, I move for the adoption of for this committee report.
Any objection for the adoption of the committee report favorably endorsing the granting of authority to the governor for this memorandum of understanding with different agencies? The chair hears none. The motion is approved, the committee report as rendered is now adopted.
The accompanied resolution will be tackled for the business for
And
the day.
likewise, the accompanying resolutions will be included in the business for the day. Thank you, Honorable Rehano.
Thank
Yes, Honorable Leva.
Wala na?
Presiding officer, may this representation be recognized for the committee report of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances.
Proceed, Honorable Leva.
Madam Presiding Officer, before the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances is Municipal Ordinance Number 2024-377 of the Municipality of Buwak, entitled An Ordinance Granting 3 Years Motorized Tricycle Legislative Franchise to individual applicants who completed the mandatory requirements and standards under the Municipal Ordinance Number 2015-158 and 6 months conditional or provisionary MPLF whose units are still on process of registration as herein specifically named. According to Republic Act 7160, the power to grant legislative franchise on tricycle for hire is vested upon the Sangguniang Bayan, and therefore the Act of the Sangguniang Bayan of Buwak to grant 3 years franchise to tricycle for hire is valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Therefore, the committee recommends for the adoption of a resolution entitled the Sangguniang a resolution declaring of the municipality of Buwak as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. The committee prays for the adoption of its committee report.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Committee report as rendered is now adopted.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Education, Culture, and the Arts
Is the reporting committee chair or sponsoring chair will
yes, Madam Presiding
willing
Officer,
to include in the business for the day?
This representation also recommends that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. It is noted and will be transferred in the business for the day. Ning, ning.
May I ask that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Education, Culture, and the Arts for the committee report on proposed resolution number 2024-765.
Madam Chair, I move for the adoption of the committee report. Madam Chair, I move for the approval of the committee report number 2024-765, resolution expressing the provincial government of Marinduque profound congratulations and commendation to Lawrence Joshua P. Soto of Matalaba National High School for his exemplary performance during the 2024 National Schools press conference, making him the third placer, bronze medalist in the editorial writing contest, secondary English category held on July 8 to 12, 2024 at Karkar City, Cebu Province. I so move, Madam Chair.
Is there any objection to the motion of the sponsoring chair and author? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The committee report rendered by Honorable Lim, Honorable Danny Red with regard to proposed resolution number 2024-765 is now adopted.
Madam Chair, and the accompanying resolution be transferred to business of the day, Madam Chair.
Noted, Honorable Red. It will be included in the business for the day for final disposition. Thank you, Honorable Red.
That's all for the committee reports. We now go to the calendar of business.
Honorable Leva and colleagues, the presiding officer requests the indulgence of the body. I was not able to include the proposed ordinance that I was mentioning yesterday, the resolution of appreciation and thanks to Senator Loren Regarda, Senator Subire, and Senator Tolentino for sponsoring the 3 foreign study missions that I was able to participate. Will the body be amenable to consider a possible approval of that resolution in today's session? And in what in other
Madam Presiding
other-
Officer, may I consider that
And-
may I move that we suspend the rules to include the said resolutions?
Thank you, Honorable Leva. And any objection to the suspension of the rules? Hearing none, the rules is suspended, and said item will be included in today's agenda.
To what committee that the said will be
May
referred
the
to?
presiding officer refer it to the Committee on Human Resource because it is part of a training. Sino na nga ang chairman ng Committee ng Human Resource? Bokal, Maki Caballes. The particular proposed, 3 proposed resolutions is being formally referred to the Committee on Human Resource. And requesting the Honorable Caballes for a committee recommendation. Okay, for the information of Honorable Caballes, we suspended the rules, and the 3 proposed resolution of thanks and appreciation to Honorable Senators Subiri, Tolentino, and Legarda, 3 separate resolutions was requested by the presiding officer for their sponsorship of 3 foreign study missions that the presiding officer was able to participate. So the presiding officer, the rules is now again adopted, and recognizing Honorable Caballes for the committee report and recommendation.
The presiding officer, this representation on behalf of the Committee on Good Governance favorably recommends the adoption of the resolutions
And HR.
and human resource. Favorably endorses the adoption of resolutions of gratitude and commendation, appreciation for Senators Loren Legarda, Mig Zubiri, and Senator Tolentino for sponsoring the
Foreign study mission.
foreign study mission attended by our Honorable Vice Governor Adeline Angeles.
Thank you, Honorable Caballes. Is there any objection to the adoption? Is there any formal motion for the adoption of the report?
I move for the adoption of the committee report, Madam Chair.
Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The committee report is now adopted. Maraming salamat for the consideration.
Madam Presiding Officer, that's all for the committee reports. We now go to the calendar of business. We don't have any unfinished business. We now go to the business for the day. Madam Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized.
Proceed, Honorable Leva.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I move for an omnibus motion that all accompanying resolutions as an offshoot of the committee reports reported by the various committees in today's session be approved and adopted. I so move.
May the presiding officer be reminded as to how many resolutions are involved? All in all, 20 resolutions. May the secretary kindly read all the resolutions before the omnibus motion.
Before its approval, let it be put on record that all the movant be the sponsoring committee, the chairperson of the sponsoring committee.
Thank you, Honorable Leva. So again, so that we'll be reminded, what are the 20 resolutions that emanated from the adopted committee report?
So, number 1 is regarding the Taytay Hagimit Road. Number 2 is the one endorsing to the PLO regarding the Gisian case. Bali, 3 po siya, at saka yung kasama yung sa PEO. So, 3. Tapos po yung 6 na resolution from the Committee on Appropriations. Then the MOA with Testa Buyabod, MOA with Bisat. Then the supplemental budget number 2 for second reading. Then the MOA with the Office of the President amounting to 39 million plus. Then the MOA with the ESWD et al. Then the Municipal Ordinance of Buwak. Then the proposed resolution 765 regarding Mr. Soto, and the 3 proposed resolutions of the Vice Governor for the 3 senators.
All in all, 20 resolutions.
Yes, Madam
Proposed
Presiding Officer.
resolutions. So, again, what is the pleasure of Honorable Leva? Can you reiterate the omnibus motion?
I move for an omnibus motion that all the 20 resolutions as an offshoot of the committee reports adopted be approved on
With-
second reading without passing the 3 reading principle.
With the sponsoring, with the respective committee chair as sponsoring chair.
Yes.
Any second to the motion, to the omnibus motion? Duly seconded by Honorable Lim, Honorable Caballes. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The omnibus motion for the adoption of the 20 resolutions emanating from the adopted committee reports are now adopted.
Madam Presiding Officer,
Ang pagising.
may I ask that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Appropriation for the consideration in second reading of the supplemental budget number 2.
Yes, Honorable Lim.
Madam Chair, this representation moves that the proposed supplemental budget, supplemental budget number 2, calendar year 2024, General Fund of the Provincial Government of Marinduque, be adopted for second reading. I so move.
Again, just for the record, these are all based on already previously adopted and approved supplemental appropriation.
Yes, Madam Chair. With a total amount of 121,894,538 pesos and 67 centavos.
Any second to the motion? Duly seconded by Honorable Red, Honorable Caballes. Any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Supplemental budget number 2, or General Fund Supplemental Budget number 2 for calendar year 2024 of the Provincial Government of Marinduque, involving an amount of 121,894,538 pesos and 67 cents, is now approved for second reading.
Madam Presiding Officer, that all for the business for the day, we don't have any assigned business. For the proposed ordinance and resolution for third and final reading, may this representation be recognized for the approval on third and final reading of proposed ordinance number 16-42.
Proceed, Honorable Leva.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption for the approval on third or final reading of proposed ordinance number 16-42 entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing Bayanihan sa 3R Baya Program, Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic in the Department of Education, Schools Division of Marinduque, providing mechanisms for its implementation and appropriating funds therefore and for other related purposes, authored by Honorable Aurelio J. Leva and Honorable Danilo R. Red, and co-authored by Honorable Mercedes Ariano, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, and Honorable Jose Neril Manggol. I move for the approval on third and final reading.
There is a motion duly seconded by Honorable Red, Honorable Rejano, Honorable De Peralta, Honorable Mangkukang, for the adoption on third and final reading, proposed ordinance number 16-42, as the title of which was read previously by the sponsoring chair. Any objection? The chair hears none. Shall we still proceed with the nominal voting when there's no objection? Okay. So, okay. Can we just request the good
Raising of right
secretary
hand.
to kindly facilitate the voting? What is the result, Honorable Sec James?
Based on the result of the raising of hands, nobody objected to the motion pala.
With all the members present voting favorably, proposed ordinance number 16-42 entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing the Bayanihan sa 3R Baya Program, Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic in the Department of Education, Schools Division of Marinduque, providing mechanisms for its implementation, appropriating funds therefore, and for other related purposes, authored by Honorable Aurelio Leva III, Honorable Danilo R. Red, Honorable Mercedes Rejano, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, and Honorable Jose Neril Mangol, is now approved on third and final reading.
Number 2, Madam Presiding Officer, may I ask the Secretary to please read the title of the proposed ordinance.
For proposed ordinance number 16-54 entitled, An Ordinance Establishing the Governor's Excellence Awards on Academics and Sangguniang Panlalawigan Excellence Award for Leadership in the Province of Marinduque, authored by Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, co-authored and sponsored by Honorable Bertinus A. Valencia, Chairperson of the Committee on Youth and Sports, co-sponsored by Honorable Mercedes Arejano and Honorable Danilo Ared and Honorable Carlos F. De Peralta.
May I move that we consider the voting on third and final reading to raising of right hands?
Those voting favorably, kindly raise your right hands. Again, what is the result, Sec Solas?
Madam Presiding Officer, 9 voted in favor of the motion, nobody abstained, and nobody objected to the motion.
With all 9 members of the board present voting favorably, proposed ordinance number, the chair declares proposed ordinance number 16-54, an ordinance establishing the Governor's Excellence Award on Academics and the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Excellence Award for Leadership in the Province of Marinduque, authored by Honorable Aurelio Leva III, co-authored and sponsored by Honorable Bertinus Valencia, Honorable Mercedes Rejano, Honorable Danilo Ared, and Honorable Carlos De Peralta, is now approved on third and final reading.
We now go to item number 3. May I ask the Secretary to please read the title of proposed ordinance number 16-55.
For proposed ordinance number 16-55 entitled An Ordinance Recognizing the Provincial Capital Choir as the official choral group of the provincial government of Marinduque and providing funds therefore, authored by Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, co-authored by and sponsored by Honorable Mercedes Arejano, Honorable Danilo Ared, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Carlos F. De Peralta, and Honorable Bertinus A. Valencia.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move that we consider the same on third and final reading through the raising of right hand.
Again, those voting favorably, please raise your right hands. Requesting the Secretary Solas, what is the result?
Madam Presiding Officer, the result of the raising of hand, 9 voted in favor of the motion, nobody objected, and nobody abstained.
With all 9 members of the board present voting favorably, the chair declares ordinance number 16-55 entitled Ordinance Recognizing the Provincial Capital Choir as the Provincial Government of as the official choral group of the Provincial Government of Marinduque and providing funds therefore, authored by Honorable Aurelio Leva III, also co-authored and sponsored by Honorable Mercedes Rejano, Honorable Danny Red, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Carlos de Peralta, and Honorable Bertinus Valencia, is now approved on third and final reading.
Madam Presiding Officer, we now go to item number 4, proposed ordinance number 16-59. May I ask the Secretary to please read the title of the said ordinance.
For proposed ordinance number 16-59 entitled An Ordinance Granting Cash Incentives to Marinduqueños who graduated with Latin honors and do our board, bar, and government qualifying examination top-notchers and providing funds in the implementation thereof, authored by Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, sponsored by Honorable Danilo R. Red, Chairperson of the Committee on Education, Culture, and the Arts, co-sponsored by Honorable Mercedes Arejano, Honorable Carlos F. de Peralta, and Honorable Bertinus A. Valencia.
By the way, the
Madam Presiding Officer, may...
sponsor of the resolutions include also the members of the committee.
Yes,
right?
Madam President.
Okay. So, sponsored by the committee chaired by. Okay. So
Madam Presiding Officer,
sa final copy of the resolution, please include all members of the sponsoring committee as co-sponsors.
Madam
Okay,
Presiding
yes.
Officer, may I ask that we consider the same on third and final reading by raising of right hands.
All members in favor of approving on third and final reading the proposed ordinance. What is the result, Sec. James?
Madam Presiding Officer, the result of the votation, nine members of the board voted in favor of the motion, nobody abstained, and nobody objected to the motion.
With all 9 members of the board present voting favorably, the chair declares proposed ordinance number 16-59, an ordinance granting cash incentives to Marinduqueños who graduated with Latin honors and who are board, bar, and government qualifying examination top-notchers and providing funds therefore in the implementation thereof, authored by Honorable Aurelio Leva III, sponsored or co-sponsored by the members of by the chair and members of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, also co-sponsored by Honorable Danilo R. Red and members of the Committee on Education, Culture, and Arts, co-sponsored by Honorable Mercedes Rejano, Honorable Carlos de Peralta, and Honorable Bertinus Valencia, is now approved on third and final reading.
Okay. Madam Presiding Officer, we now go to item number 5, proposed ordinance number 16-66. May I ask the Secretary to please read the title of the said ordinance.
Proposed ordinance number 16-66 entitled An Ordinance Declaring the Kalutang Group as an Official Cultural Group in the Province of Marinduque, authored by Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukang III, Chairperson of the Committee on Tourism, Development, and Cultural Heritage, sponsored by the member of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, and the Committee on Tourism, Development, and Cultural Heritage.
So again, those members of the board voting favorably for its approval on third and final reading, please raise your right hands. What is the result of the voting, Sec. James?
Madam Presiding Officer, 9 members of the board voted in favor of the motion, nobody objected, and nobody abstained.
With all 9 members of the board present, voting favorably for the approval of proposed ordinance number 16-66, the chair then declares this ordinance declaring the Kalutang Group as an official cultural group in the province of Marinduque, authored by Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukang and sponsored by the members also of the Committee on Tourism, Development and Cultural Heritage, also co-sponsored by the chairman and members of the Committee on Rules, Laws and Ordinances, as well as the chairman and members of the Committee on Tourism, Development and Cultural Heritage, is now approved on third and final reading.
The last but not the least is the supplemental budget number 2. May I ask the Secretary to please read the title of the supplemental appropriation.
An ordinance enacting the General Fund Supplemental Budget Number 2, calendar year 2024 of the Provincial Government of Marinduque, involving an amount of 121,894,538 and 67 centavos for the operations of the provincial government.
Madam Presiding Officer, may I move that we consider the same on third and final reading through the raising of right hands.
Again, those members of the board voting favorably for the approval of General Fund Supplemental Budget Number 2 for calendar year 2024 of the Provincial Government of Marinduque, please raise your right hands. What is the result of the voting, Sec James?
Madam Presiding Officer, the result of the votation, 9 members of the board voted in favor of the motion, nobody abstained, and nobody objected to the motion.
With all 9 members of the board present voting favorably, the chair declares General Fund Supplemental Budget Number 2 for calendar year 2024 of the Provincial Government of Marinduque, involving an amount of 121,894,538 pesos and 67 cents, authored and sponsored by the Committee on Appropriation, chaired by Honorable D.P. Lim, with members Honorable Mark Julius Caballes, Honorable Aurelio Leva III, Honorable Danilo Arred, Honorable Bertinus Valencia, is now approved on third and final reading.
Madam Presiding Officer, that closes our resolutions and ordinances for third and final reading. For the record, for today's session, we have enacted 6 ordinances and adopted 20 resolutions.
What is now the pleasure of Honorable Valencia?
Madam Chair, I move for the adjournment of today's session.
So the session is adjourned until July 26.